Hey there, how's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. I hope everyone's doing well. My audio's being picked up good. I have Let's Go, that's right. This is a way different setup than I normally have, so there might be some growing pains involved. More specifically, I have two cameras going on. I mean, time makes a fool of us all. So yeah, I very much, although this camera really makes it look like I need a trim. Like, whew. But yeah, so we're doing something very different today. We're going to be building a PC. I just did, if you follow me on the social medias, which you can see up here, you know that I just moved my current PC into a new, smaller case, and I'm going to build a second PC for gaming. Something that's a bit better equipped. Of course, I was rocking on my old computer, I was rocking an i7. Imagine having a beard. Welcome in, Just Dread. Time makes a god of us all. Welcome in, Just Dread, though. How's it going today? I'm so used to not looking where I'm normally looking. Like, I'm going to be all over the place, so bear with me. But my old computer was an i7 3770. Too much studying, not enough brain cells. Well, you know, like that's the like you gotta make the brain cells you do have work. That's the thing. You gotta rub them together, create that heat. Um, the i7 3770 came out in like 2011, 2012. They're about second or third gen Intel. They're currently on 12th gen, so it's not exactly new. And I had it over paired with a massive modern graphics card, which did a lot of heavy lifting. So what I did is I took that whole case, which was also howdy girly. It's been the next 10 minutes. You got a new PC? Kind of. I amalgamated a new PC from a couple parts I had lying around. That's going to be better than the one I was using. But welcome in. Glad you're here. I've been seeing you play Long Dark lately. I've been watching you do that while I do things in the morning to prepare for all this. But 6 classes, 2 brain cells. I need to upgrade my storage because I don't have enough. Oh wow! Welcome to the first problem I'm noticing with where I have this set up. Don't have dedicated one for my brain. I mean, I wish I could put RAM in my brain. I could use some random access memory. I get it. But my old computer, I switched it over to an i7 3770, or it still has that in there. It still has the Noctua cooler on it. The only thing I really swapped was the case, and I put a Zotac GTX 1650 overclock in it, and that's what's running the stream right now, and it seems to be doing fairly well at it. So I have that all dedicated and squared away. But we're going to get into looking at what we're building today, which first thing is the case. I have a Cougar M something. Talk like another language to me. It's easy. It's just a bunch of numbers. MX330 case. It is a full tower or a mid tower case. Fairly inexpensive. Pretty easy to build in. Has a plastic side panel, which I dusted this morning and somehow it's gotten dusty again. But we'll get that out of the way and get moving on with parts. For power supply, we're going to do a EVGA 600 bronze. This was not the original power supply I had intended to use. Zero. It has 2 LEDs. It has 2 LEDs. I don't like RGB. I do not like RGB. I'm an adult. No, I just never really liked how rainbow computers look. Actually, if I knew that case was available when I bought it without a plexi side panel, I would have bought that model. My new computer, no plexi. Wonderful, beautiful. But my new case, no plexi. It's great. This power supply is nothing remarkable. The one I originally was going to order was a 750 silver from EVGA. That one wasn't going to make it in time. That was going to get here like January. So we got what we got. Nothing special, like I said. Not modular. It's not like semi-modular or anything. It's mustard and ketchup cables. As a child ambassador, I'm a big fan of colors. As an undiagnosed colorblind, colors could be cool. I live in constant fear that I might be colorblind. I don't think I am, but every so often I will look at a color, identify that color, and somebody will go, "The fuck are you looking at? That's not even kind of right." And I just have that moment of fear, like, do I not see colors right? Because it's such a subjective thing that, like, I could be getting it completely wrong and I'd have no idea. So for case fans, I went a little ham. I got 2 Noctua 120 millimeter case fans in that beautiful, ugly brown. I love these fans. I think they are beautiful. They are wonderful. I love them more than most things. Now, for stores, I got a good deal on a 980 Samsung NVMe. It's not the fastest Samsung drive they make. It's not the worst either. It boasts 3,500 megabytes per second. So, it's far faster than any of the SATA SSDs I've used in the past. Where I did go a little ham, though, is the Corsair Vengeance DDR4 3200 megahertz RAM. Yet some people point out colors, and I'm like, I don't see that. Either I'm insane or somewhat colorblind, possibly both. Every time, it is one of the many things I live in constant fear of. It's like that, these nut jokes, like Lars Flightless Birds, terrified all the time. So I got a really good deal on this on eBay. It's 32 gig kit and CL16, which is very good. Now, for graphics card, I'm reusing my XFX THIC2 5500 XT, which is boasts a game clock of up to 1717, a boost clock of 1845, 8 gigs of GDDR6 memory, a 14 gigabytes per second memory clock speed. Supports PCIe Zen 4, which I do not have. This is, I think, a Zen 3 board, but it is a beefy card, and it's done me real well in the last couple of years. I've been using it for about 2 years, and I got it right before the hard drive market exploded, and like it's worked pretty well for me so far. Now, how do you live? How's it going? We're just getting started. I'm just going through the parts I picked, or the parts I have on hand, rather, because some of them are parts I have on hand. Hopefully you're doing well, but welcome in. For CPU, I went Ryzen 9 3900X. It is a 3rd gen Ryzen processor. We are not using the cooler in this, which would have been the only RGB in the system, because I don't like RGB and I wanted a better cooler. My room gets a little warm. I want something a little more powerful. But this is... I have notes on my phone I should have left up instead of closing my phone. But this CPU is one of the more powerful. It came out 2019. It's actually 2 models old at this point. But it is 12 cores, 24 threads, boost clock up to 4.6 gigahertz. And a base clock of 3.8. So, we can fit so much computing in this baby. Like, 7 nanometer technology, just gonna be real fast. Now, granted, I am probably gonna run into some bottlenecking between this, the GPU, and my board, but, you know, it'll work. It'll all work, I hope, I think. I got a good deal on that on eBay, so that's why I went with the 3900 rather than the newer 5900 or what have you. Yeah, 3900X. Like, well, no, it is. I do. It's because I do the video editing and I do the photo editing and the 3D modeling I've been getting into. I wanted something with a little bit more headway. So yeah, I went ham with the with that as well. Where I didn't go ham was the board. I got a MSI B450 Tomahawk Max. It was actually my brother's board, and that's what started all this. He updated his board because he needed something with Wi-Fi, and it made sense for me to buy this off of him for like $70 rather than go out and finding a new board. And I've had this sitting in my closet for like 2 years. So this is the motherboard I'll be using. And finally, for cooling, I have the FrostFlow 240 AIO. This would be the only lights in the thing other than the little GPU light, like the active light. It has a very tasteful, just white LED around here. Decent cooling from my understanding. And should fit in our case if I understand. This, the only thing I've not done, there's two things in here that I've never dealt with before. And that is an AIO and an NVMe. I've never put a AIO in a computer, and I've never put an NVMe in a computer. So both of those are version territory for me. But that's all of our parts. Grab a quick swig of water. And I've got a mess of cables over here so we can do all that. I got my install disk ready for Windows. So let's say we go ahead and get started. Now, if you've never built a computer before, I'll walk you through my very limited knowledge of it. It is not that difficult. I don't actually know exactly what we need out of this box, because I tried not to look too much up beforehand, but I do watch like tech channels and all that. So we'll grab all that. Actually, we can pull the board out of the thing first, and it's good habit when you're building to build on top of your motherboard, just to prevent any kind of static discharge or anything. And I'm grabbing the board by this, I believe they're VRM coolers. You don't really want to grab the exposed side of the PCB. I've been told that's bad. But this is our board. Oh, and I'm using a different, newer microphone and all that. So please, by all means, let me know if the audio is weird, and I can try to adjust things. There's also a whole new OBS instance. So things are a little different today, and we're going to deal with it. It's good. Cool. I'm actually using a shotgun mic this time, because I'm using my, let me see if I can get in the camera frame, but because I'm using my boom arm as a camera holder to do the close-up cam. I got my DSLR right in front of me, and I've got, this is the most complex setup I've had, and I'm very happy with how it's working out. But real quick, let me do that. Show off the board a little bit better. We got some nice I/O options. Couple 3 USB 3 ports, USB-C, audio, rear video out. This is actually a nice feature where it's the USB 2s for like using a keyboard and mouse. It's actually, I think, really convenient to have that on there. And the legacy port of PS2, which I don't think there's anybody out there who thinks PS2 is better than USB, but I could be wrong, and that might be why it's still on motherboards. Now, the box, I grabbed some mounting hardware. I'm not 100% sure what exactly these are for. I think one of those is a PCI cover. And a back plate. Not sure if I'll need that or not, so I grabbed it. And the rear I/O shield. And the manual. You're almost always going to need the manual. So, alright. Now to get to the most nerve-wracking part of this. So, I've never installed a Ryzen CPU before, which I don't know if I'll be able to grab it on camera, but if you look on the back of there, there's all these little pins. If you bend any of those pins, you are going to basically bork your processor. You do not want to do that. It is bad. Now, I'm not going to use it, but I do want to show it off because it isn't a bad looking cooler. This is the Wraith Prism cooler. that comes with it, and frankly, it's a pretty beefy cooler. I was honestly surprised. Last time I built a computer where it had an integrated cooler or a like cooler that they give you, they were kind of crap. So it's nice to see like a big old beefy one. Then again, for as much money as this processor cost new, it should be. Because this was not a cheap processor when it was new. It wasn't cheap when I bought it either, but I got it, like I said, I got lucky. I found one on eBay for 200 bucks. So, alright, to install, you just take this, pull that arm up, open, and you're going to want to grab it right at the corner of the die, just like that. Now, you can see all these little pins here, hopefully. Those are all box coolers ever made. Oh yeah, no, 100%. Like, it is amazing how good like everyone I've heard has said that the AMD coolers are. Like, in all reality, I probably didn't need to buy a AIO. But, alright, so if you look right here, there's a little tiny triangle right there. And there's one right here on the board. You just line them up very delicately. And here's where we realize Ralph has big, dumb fingers and hands. Oh, God, don't stop, Ralph. Come on, sheet. Hey, there we go. Put the arm down. I've installed a CPU. Whew. That is the scariest part of all this. And I have a sticker I'll put on the case in a little bit. Because I like stickers on my case. I am terrified of putting stickers on things. But I love putting stickers on cases. Like computer cases. I don't know why. That one just works for me. So. Alright. Let's go ahead and install this M.2 next. And I'm going to need a knife, I think. Yeah, I'm going to need a knife. Stickers, but not RGB, yeah. I never said I made sense. And to be fair, like legitimately, I do put stickers on my computer cases. There we go. That'll do that now and again. I'm using a hacked Canon DSLR. Logic is usually illogicable. I actually can't argue with you on that one. But I'm using a hacked Canon DSLR. I don't have a camera that has like a steady... Oh Lord. I almost tripped over myself. Oh my God, it's so tiny. I don't have a clean HDMI DSLR or mirrorless. So, you know. Ooh, and the standoff's in the right place already. Because I drop it. So it's under over on me like Linusing something. Like just full on just dropping something hard. Ooh, that takes way more force to put in than I thought it was. I probably should have unscrewed this first. So, I got lucky the standoff is in the right place, but this little standoff right here, you would probably have to move it depending on how big your SSD is. And a lot of them nowadays apparently are toolless, so you ain't even got to worry about that. But this is 1 terabyte of memory that I just dropped the screw to. Where'd it go? I really should have grabbed a screwdriver that was magnetic. That would have been pretty groovy. Instead of like trying to hold the screw and shit. But there we go. That is installed. There's a terabyte of memory in here now. I think this only has the one M2 slot. I don't think there's a second one like on the back or anything. No, there's not. Yeah, it's only the one. That's weird. I would have figured there'd be a second one somewhere. Anyway. Alright, now that that is dealt with, let me... So, how much RAM? I got 32 gigs of two 16 gig sticks. Yeah, I got 1 terabyte NVMe for my boot drive and storage and whatnot. And I plan on adding some SATA SSDs later. But for RAM, I went DDR4. Oh, no. Oh, Lord. Like, I actually had a hard time finding a decent deal on RAM. Because a lot of this I sourced from, like, eBay. Actually, no, not a lot of it. I guess just the CPU and the RAM I sourced from eBay, which the RAM's actually brand new, too. But I got the RAM for, like, 90 bucks. I expected to source more of it from eBay. Now, they are low profile, which I'm not super keen on, but, you know, what are you going to do? Get what you can afford. This will be the one I'm running games on next. So, this one I'm going to use primarily for gaming, whereas the other one's going to be more media-based. It'll do my, like, stream encoding. Okay, so I need this one and this one. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what DIMM slot to, I can never remember off the top of my head which one I'm supposed to use. Because there's an order to this. You want your RAM running. Alright, I really have to go. I'm tired. Wish you good luck. See you next time. Hey, thanks for stopping in. Actually, before you go, let me give you a quick shout out. Go, if you are watching, go hang out with Girly. They're always fun to watch. They've been playing Long Dark lately, which has been fun. Now here's where we figure out whether or not my clip thing works. I did add it to this. It should be at the top. But I don't remember if Girly has clips all the time. But either way, go and check out Girly. They're awesome. Go hang out with them. And as always, thank you for coming in. I hope you have a good night, buddy. Alright. Remember Mother and DIMMA 2 first. Alright. DIMM A2, DIMM B2. Okay, so it's the second and fourth. Okay, I got that right. Now, RAM is something that really screws a lot of people up. So cute. I'll see you later. Like I said, I've been lurking in your channel lately, so like I'll probably see you tomorrow morning when you're streaming, or morning for me. It's probably evening for you. But these ain't bad looking RAM sticks. Very plain, very basic, but nice. Now, for installing RAM, you want to line up. There's a little keyed notch in here. Let's see if I can get a better view of that. There's a little keyed notch right in them DIMM slots. You just line it up with the little things and then press down to the point where you feel nervous about it. Ah, there we go. Nice and seated. Once again, these are Corsair sticks, 16 gigs apiece. And they are reasonably good fast RAM. Ah, there we go. There we go. Motherboard's starting to get kind of populated. I don't have that much room in here. I'm using a table I borrowed from my brother. So, like, everything's just kind of, like, getting put on the chair behind me as I'm done with it. Alright. Let me think. What goes next? Alright, the AIO and no is going to take me a minute. So, we're actually, I think, going to start doing case stuff. So, I'm gonna drop my fans onto my keyboard. We're gonna slide the motherboard away. We're gonna start disassembling my case. Now, to disassemble most cases, everyone's gonna be different, and it'll come with a manual that'll tell you better how to do it. There'll be 2 thumb screws, one down here, one up here. You just undo them. Make sure you keep your screws tidy. And you should be able to pop off the panel. Doing this isn't hard. Doing it where it's visible via camera isn't the easiest thing. Just gotta put that on the floor over here. Alright, there we go. Give y'all a better view of that. There we go. So yeah, this case isn't bad. Got 2 hard drive sleds back here, 2 SSD mounts here. Nice big space for a power supply, venting on the bottom with a filter. Fits full-size power supplies. Once again, there's going to be, to take off the other panel, which, oh my god, it's dust all over it again. I actually vacuumed so the dust would be lower, and it's like not doing shit for me. But once again, you just undo the thumb screws at the corners. Which I actually will say, this is a very budget case. I think when I bought it, it was $35 like 2 years ago. I'm sure you can get it for just as much, if not cheaper now. But, you know, it's not a bad case. A lot of airflow, really decent airflow in it. Because other than the side panels, everywhere has vents. Comes with a case fan, obviously. But you just take off your panel, and you've gotten to the good bits. I've built in this before, so excuse any dust you might see. I already also have standoffs installed, but I don't know if they're all going to be used, or if I have to take some of them out. We're going to pry off this front panel here to give us a little bit more working room in the case. Now, it's very unnecessary for you to do this. This is just a thing I like when I'm putting together a computer, is I will take that off while I mount things in the front. Which I've never done an AIO before, so I might have just given myself more work. I don't know yet. But I like breaking down the case as much as I can, and giving myself much room to work. Make it as easy for myself as possible. So, a lot of people will tell you the first thing you should do is throw in, I know there's a trick to get this thing off, and I can't remember what it is. There we go. A little guard for the CPU brackets. Which, this is actually a thing that you can tell it's a budget case. These are all sharp. These are all sharp metal and non-replaceable. Like, you pop them out, they're just gone. So I'm hoping the ones from my previous build fit. Of course, they might not. Another neat thing that I like about this case, it does have the magnetic fan grills all over it, which makes cleaning it fairly easy. Nice big open airflow design. Has 5 1/4 inch bays up front. So if you want to put like a media reader or a media card or something, like big card reader or a DVD drive or something, you can. Which is nice. I like having the options to do stuff. But now that we got that broken down, we'll get it out of our way. And grab our power supply. Whew. Da, 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 da. There we go. Cut that open. So what's the under over on me cutting myself? Any guesses? I think it's likely. And I don't think it'll be on the knife. I don't think it'll be on my knife. I think it'll be like a piece of metal. I think it'll be something stupid. That's my life. Stupid shit. We went out to a bar last night. My brother and his girlfriend. It was nice. One of my favorite bars. And they had this drink called Midnight in Austin. It was an espresso martini with cable ties. A manual and chunky ass squid. And some screws. Nice. But yeah, so it was a espresso martini that for some reason or not had 2 different kinds of vodka in it. Had Tito's and then it had vanilla vodka. Which I feel like plays into that idea people don't understand when they order like a Tito's and vodka. They're essentially ordering a vodka. Yeah, it's not a bad looking little power supply. EVGA makes good stuff, so I don't mind buying a lower end power supply from them. The one I originally was looking at was modular. So that would have been nice for like cable management. But, you know, it just didn't work out that way. Because I'm on vacation this week and I want to be able to build it before I have to go back to work. Just want some time to enjoy my new computer. Which you guys can actually see the moment where I really leaned into the idea of building a new PC. I was playing Shadow of Rose, the Resident Evil 8 DLC. And I fired up on my computer. I was getting terrible frame rates. I was getting terrible things. And, like, it just wasn't working great for me. So, I was like, you know what? I'm going to lean into really building a 2 PC system to, you know, to really hammer home the power. So, power supplies have a fan on one side and they're closed on the other. If your case is ventilation at the bottom and you're not putting it on carpet, fan grill goes down. It'll vent out the heat from the PSU down and out and away from your system. Okay, what are you called on? The squid. There we go. Come on. It's like this little ridge right here in the back. I know where it's getting caught on. There we go. Oh, god damn it. Rough fights a tray for 10 minutes. Alright. Now, the power supply comes with your power supply screws. Fairly simple. Just screw it in. Like, I don't think building a PC is that hard. I think it's daunting. I think that's the kind of thing where, like, you gotta do a bunch of research before you do it. And even somebody like me where, like, I've done it before, I know a little bit about the parts, and I do enjoy reading about tech. Like, I did not build an optimal PC. Like, there are very many things in this computer that are mismatched. Here's where I make old man noises trying to crouch down to get a screw. Oh, alright. I'm actually gonna stay down here for a second and screw this in. Like I said, I should have really grabbed a screwdriver that has a magnetic bit on it, but you know, hindsight's 2020. Oh no, no foot cramp. You ever like get down on your knee to like pick something up or like do something, and it's just like instantly your body's like, oh, we're in a position like this? I think it's time for a foot cramp. See, that was a pro strat right there, using my shin to hold the screwdriver while I screw stuff in. So, what's weird is, coming from somebody who's experienced using tools is like home renovation and like working on cars, it is very odd to me that for building a PC, pretty much all of it is hand tight. Like, there are certain things you gotta like kind of torque down, but not like actual like torque spec torques. Where's my phone? I need a light. Okay. That's one thing that is very useful that you probably won't see any like PC channels really tell you is, if it's your first time doing it or one of the first times you're doing it, grab yourself a flashlight. A flashlight will make all of this a little easier, and you won't have as hard a time kind of figuring out where screw holes line up with and whatnot. So, fun little tidbit I learned recently while researching some of this stuff. Modular power supplies. The cables are not universal. Like, there's no standard for them. And using the same cable from one manufacturer to another could completely bork your system. Like, you will get the magic smoke, and your system will not work. You'll fry your every component. Apparently it is bad. Oh no, my carpet's still wet. I spilled my water right before I got started. So like everything over here is just like slightly damp. There's a towel. Which, like I just said a moment ago, if you're going to be putting your PC on carpet, you want to have that vent. I am putting my PC on the ground, but I am putting it on a riser, which is what I've been doing this whole time. My PC actually lives on a like a wood platform with wheels. It makes it very easy to pull out when I need to get to the back of it or clean it. So I've been doing that for a while now, and it's actually been fairly easy. Alright, motherboard power, 4-pin, so this can come. I'll need this cable, and right about now is when you want to start, like, kind of deciding what cables you need and don't need. I'm not putting any SATA drives in, so I won't be needing SATA connectors. BA, yeah, these are all SATA and Molex. Molex connectors are a thing we still need to be fucking using in 2022. How is it Molex died? Nobody likes it. Alright. These two can just fuck off down there for a bit. And the way these are labeled, I don't trust. I actually want to refer to the manual and see how things are labeled. Oh, that's actually neat. I've never looked at a power supply manual really before. The last power supply I used was a thermal take, and they were don't have cable anymore because everything. Yeah, I mean, fair. Like, there's no real reason to have cables anymore, or have cable anymore. Although, if they keep fucking up streaming services the way they are, it might be worth it to have cable. Because at a certain point, it's like, I'm not having 50 streaming services. Huh. Can't find where it's written in English. There we go. English. The language I can read. Here with a mother more. Share the cables. 6 by 6 plus 2. Okay. So this is the this is 2 4s, so that's for the motherboard, or for the CPU rather. This is the power supply, which I think I need a... What do I need? I need an 8-pin? Yeah, I need an 8-pin. So 6 plus 2, yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. I did not screw up. So, these are all going to need to be routed in various places. And these are going to get stuffed under here and out of mine. There's not actually anything I can do with them. I will be using them later because I will be adding SATA drives to this computer, but I am not at the moment. Alright, we have 4-pin that needs to go up through here, which I actually should probably do after I install my motherboard. But before the motherboard, I want to install fans and the AIO. So, we got these lovely Noctua fans, which, if you've never bought a Noctua product before, like, they do have like this super premium feel to them, where like the box is multiple, like, different openings and inserts and whatnot, and they're very well made. It should tell you how good they are that they are this color and people buy them. Like, they're beige and brown, and I love them. They're amazing fans, actually. I mangled this one trying to get it out of the little plastic thing. I do wish there was less plastic waste. That'd be nice. Some fan connectors. Oh, good, it does have a multi-fan connector. I'll be needing this. We have an extension cable. I might need that. Okay. And a little bag of screws. So, they also come with these, which are a, like, insulated, vibration resistant, like, way to mount them. I actually don't know how those work. So I'm not using them for all the obvious reasons. Well, we can stuff this in here. The only downside to the Noctua fans, they don't sell them in multi-packs. So, we're going to install this one right here, another one here, then the AIO is going to go right up here. I need these screws. Don't look at me while I bite open a package. It's not a good look. If my teeth weren't already destroyed, ooh, I'd be worried. I keep meaning to put this in too, and I keep forgetting, so we're going to put that off to the side here. Because I'll be real mad if I have to disassemble a bunch of this to put in the IO shield. Which, yes, you do have to put in the IO shield. It isn't an optional part. A lot of people will say that you don't have to install every screw in like your, I actually need to refer to the manual. Like you don't have to install every screw in your cooler and whatnot, or your fans. It's like, oh well, 2 of them is good enough. It's like, yeah, well, I don't really trust that. Looking for the fan header, CPU power. Oh, CPU power is an 8-pin. Groovy. SATA. System fan 4. ATX power. System fan 3. Pump fan. CPU fan. System fan 1. Okay. System fan 1 is over there. So, I reckon like that. And I'm going to, some fans have it, and I don't know if Noctuas do. Okay, cool, they do. So, they'll have a little arrow here telling you which way it blows. Which is a dumb, lovely feature. Like, legitimately, it's a great feature to have. Alright, so that's going to go right up here. They're chunky ass. These are like self-tappers. What are you doing to me here, Noctua? Awkwardly screwing in fans. I don't think I've ever screwed in a fan where it felt good. I think every single one I've ever like screwed into a computer feels awkward, you know? Sorry if I'm a little out of camera right now, but well, where I placed the camera, I actually can't reach it. Which, surprisingly, it doesn't look terrible. I mean, I've seen worse. I've seen worse on Twitch. You know? But, making decent progress. How long have we been live for? About an hour? Okay. I reckon we're doing pretty good. Agripo of nothing. What's funny is YouTube served me up a YouTube video right before I got started where I had like that mid time between like getting done and getting everything ready to go, or I was just kind of decompressing before I start. It actually recommended me a Linus Tech Tip video. So I have pause on my second monitor over there. I have on pause over there on my second monitor. Just Linus looking very sad at me. Which I feel like is right. You know? Something about Linus looking disappointed in me just feels right. Alright, last fan screw, and then we move on to fan number 2. Which, this baby's gonna have so much cooling in it. Yeah, there we go. Nice ugly brown fans. Which, it's gonna be, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's gonna be 5 fans in this. Be 5 fans in this computer. I'm kind of thrilled about it. Alright. Line splitter. Did I grab an extension? No, so we're gonna throw that there. And screws. Ah, panic. Oh, I'm dropping shit. But I didn't sleep last night. Took like 2 naps today, but I did not sleep last night. I just couldn't get comfortable once I got to bed, which sucks. You know, it does. There ain't really nothing you can do about it. I want them going the same way. I'm not really a, like, the computer has to look super nice kind of guy. I'd rather it work really well, given those 2 options. But I do want to do the simple things like making sure the fans are both going the same way. You know? Which you don't have to. It just looks better, though. As long as they're both, like, the same orientation, like the label or the open side are both the same way, it really doesn't matter what rotation they're at. But it does look better. Alright. So, anybody in chat, have any of y'all ever built a computer before? Like, it's more popular than it's ever been, I think. Like, I legitimately do think, like, more people are doing it now than ever before. I built, like, I didn't build computers when I was younger, but I have plenty of experience, like, Frankensteining computers. Like, I would take, like, old beat-up systems that, you know, I could get my hands on because money, and kind of, like, Frankenstein 3 different machines together to make one, like, kind of hobbled together that kind of worked. I'll put it this way. Before 2 years ago, when I built my, I should really nickname the computers. Before I built my stream PC, every PCB was green. Like, computers were just green and plastic. Like, occasionally you'd get, like, a piece on it that was, like, blue. You know? But, like, the PCBs were always just outright green. And the, there we go. So much cooling potential. Alright. I guess I don't technically need to. There's another fan header over here. So I don't really need the Y split them into one. But, alright. Although, no, I do need 3, don't I? Back to the manual. I need 3. Because I have another case fan that I'm not currently installing. Safety information. Fan pump. Chassis intrusion. Chassis intrusion still a thing? People still do that? Like, I can't reckon that's still a thing. Front jumper panels. I'll need that in a minute. See, a smarter man than I am would have gone through this manual and put, like, post-it notes or, like, bookmarks in it to, like, really, like, mark off where everything is and make it real easy. Or even save the picture of it to their phone where all the headers and all are. I'm not a particularly smart man. Fan system 1. CPU fan. Okay, so case fan is over on that side. Jumper for RGB is up at the corner. Fan 4. CPU fan 1. Where's fan, like, 2? Oh, they're at the bottom. Okay. Alright, there's 2 on the right side of the board. I'll be using them. And then the pump fan will be using the pump fan header. CPU fan, I don't think I'll need. I don't know, though. I gotta look at the AIL for that. But, all in all, we're doing not bad. Starting to get computer-like. Pop in this I/O shield before I forget. But it's one of the best things that they've done on modern computers. Y'all can keep your RGB and 2 slots and all that. Best thing that came about in computers was integrated I/O shields. I think that's in there. Nope. These things are the worst. But yeah, integrated I/O shields are the best thing to come to modern computing. Alright. There we go. Let's layer down again. This up and out of the way. Actually, we're gonna take her off the desk for a minute. I don't know why I keep saying her. It's a computer. Doesn't have a gender. And it's weird for me to try to aspire one to it. Alright. Let's crack open this AIO. So I've never installed one of these before. In fact, I think this might be only like the second time I've seen one in person. Now, why did I go with the FrostFlow X? Well, simple. It's cheap and it doesn't have RGB. I was looking at like an E&K one, but those were a bit more expensive, and most of them have. Am I full? Like, am I not doing this right? It's a box. Oh. I just didn't have patience. Alright. Get that out of the way. They, really box these suckers up, don't they? How do I... Ah. There we go. Man, they really made opening that easy. Put my knife back. Alright. Got some fans, which is to be expected. Good. Box of mounting hardware. The cooler block with SATA connector. I wonder if that's so that, like, if you don't have fan headers. Huh. And the rad. Alright. Anything else in here? Surprising lack of stickers. Almost disappointed. If I had slightly more area, I could just yeet these boxes elsewhere. But I do not have that much room. So, I have to, like, act like an adult. Okay. This one I actually do have to look at the instructions real close. Because I've never installed one of these before. Alright. Make sure we have all the right stuff. Oh, it comes with thermal compound. Sweet. The forbidden goop. I actually have like 2 tubes of it over here. Alright. I need the AM4 standoffs and bracket, which is number 3. So it's the round one with the narrow bits. Alright, that's that. Tightening nut. I don't know if I need those. That looks like those in there. Alright. All the other hardware can kind of stay out. What the fuck's this? Plastic insulator. These 2 brackets I don't need. The Intel backplate, Intel bracket. Okay. And doesn't look like there's one installed on the block, so I don't need those. Alright. Alright. Oh. Let's see. Intel mounting. I'm not using an Intel. I'm using an AMD. AM4, AM5. Line the arrows. Alright, doesn't look like there's a right or wrong way to put that on. So. Line the arrows. I don't see any arrows. Oh, just little knots. There we go. Arrow. There should be an arrow on here somewhere. Okay. There we go. Boom. Alright, remove the original retention frame from the motherboard, which, ow, is done. Good. Thread the AM4 standoffs into the back plate. Put the plastic insulator between the motherboard and the metal standoffs. Oh, do I have to like pop these off? Are they individual pieces? Yes, they are. Okay. I'm wondering how that was insulating something. It's like separate piece, or it's one big piece. Alright. So I need the AM4 standoffs, which are 7. They're the long boys with things on them. Okay, I see them in here. Which, to be fair, I think that I'm a firm believer in, like, you can pretty much make anything if you, like, follow directions reasonably well. You know? What do you think the likelihood that all of this is AMD hardware? My big hands ain't squeezing in there. Alright, 4 of those. Alright. Remove the retention frame. Why does it look like I'm missing a bit? I assume that's what this is. Does that line up? Yeah, that lines up. But it says to remove that. Unless what they want me to remove are these. Because these, I think, yeah, okay. Never mind. I know what they want me to do. Alright. I need... I need these to go over here. These other little got those are labeled. Labeled. Okay. All right. Yep, that came loose. Not the way you're supposed to hold a motherboard. There we go. Alright. So I think these, the threaded stand-up, thread the AM4 stand-up, I put plastic insulated between them. Plastic or rubber? Because there's plastic ones as well. Number 5 and 6. So 5 is... Okay. It is these. Ooh, they're sticky. Lord, they sticky. Alright, let's install these real quick. I assume sticky side down. Probably supposed to be sticky side up. But, what are you going to do, right? I don't think the sticky side will hurt the CPU. So, or the board. Alright. Then we're going to install these, and they should just thread right in. Okay. Good, good. We're making progress. We're only a little bit away from installing our motherboard into our case. Oh, you guys can't see shit. I'm sorry, y'all. That's my bad. I got a little too in the weeds on that. But these are all installed. Little rubber grommets under them. Alright. Clean the CPU. Apply thermal paste. Alright. So that's what we're good. That'll be good with on that for now. So that is all going to go that way. I'm going to need these big old thumb screws later. Because I think these are the mounting hardware, I think, for the bracket to go onto that. So this little baggie of screws can, all this stuff can fuck right off back into here. Alright. Now we're going to move on to the part where I install the IIO into the case. Because I've been thinking about this. And I think I don't need the instructions in Russian. No Russian. Okay, is it not going to tell me how to screw this damn thing into the case? Alright, I'm on my own. I'm going to put this off to the side because I might need it in a little bit. Alright. We're going to install this right up here. Alright, test fit looks good. Looks like they all line up. Alright. Does it come with screws or do I have to pilfer my own? Pad mounting radiator, mount fans, radiator, screw fans into radiator. Number 11, alright, the radiator mounting screws are the little tiny ones. Alright. these fans, do they have the little arrows? Yes, they do. Cool. Alright. I'm going to set these up. I'm going to set these up so they're pulling cold air from the outside of the case through the radiator and into the computer. So I want them blowing that way. Okay. And I think I can mount the radiator. Cool, all the fan mounting hardware is in one bag. Mount the radiator first. I was really worried about this part actually. This and the CPU, because I've never installed, like the M2 I wasn't worried about, like it seemed fairly straightforward. But the CPU, I've never installed an Intel. I'm confused, I'm not even building it. I'm more of a Lego person anyway. A lot of people say it's very much Lego for adults. Like to be fair, that's a. I just wish I stopped dropping screws. I just heard my back pop, and no relief came from it. But yeah, like it's. I mean, your buddy's putting together a build list for you right now, isn't he? It's fairly easy. Like, I think you can do it. Okay, I need a smaller screwdriver for the moment. So I got these as well. I wasn't sure if I'd need them. I did grab the kit of precision screwdrivers, just in case. I haven't needed them before on a build, but these screws are real tiny. But yeah, like, I actually find this quite relaxing. Like, it's a little bit more nerve-wracking because I'm doing it on stream, but like, I ultimately find putting together a computer fairly, like, relaxing. If I can get the screw in, I'd be more relaxed. Zen like a motherfucker. Alright. Ah, panic. No, really, why isn't this threading in? Like, am I gonna have to go get a magnetic goddamn screwdriver? Just doing a quick sanity check. Occasionally. Okay, it'll thread. It's just difficult to get it to thread. I should have really grabbed a stool or set the desk up in a way where I could be sitting down doing this. It's like, no, I'll stand. It'll only take me a little while. Like an hour and a half into this. Motherboard ain't even in yet. Let alone posting. I'm about ready to go get a magnetic screwdriver. Oh, there we go. Alright. Got it in, y'all. I know this isn't like the most exciting angle, but like the other angle would be just as bad because you'd just be looking at my elbow. But yeah, we're getting there. So, I actually was real nervous about using an AIO because I only know water cooling through like old school water cooling, like actual water cooling. So it's like, yeah, it's a ton of maintenance. It is extremely expensive. Today, the fuck there is 8? There's only 4 here. Are they like in another baggie? Oh, okay, cool. I'm about to say, they're like, oh, there's 8 radiator screws. I'm like, the fuck there is? I see 4. Whew. There we go. Once again, I'm just kind of like hand tightening everything. I'll go through and tighten it all up in a little bit. I'm a big proponent of like you just kind of get things threaded and start it and to the point where it'll hold itself, and then you go through and like kind of tighten everything down. Gosh, you know. It's better to do it that way, in my opinion. I'm actually kind of surprised that you don't mount the fans on one side of the thing and then the radiator on the other of like the grill. Like, it surprises me because I feel like that would be the more reasonable way to put that together. I'm not sure why I think that. There we go. Now they're going easier. Like, I gotta remember, like, I'm not looking at my computer like I normally am. I gotta look at the camera. Normally, my little bit of a sheet for y'all. Like, I'm fairly good at talking to camera because the camera's literally dead in front of me when I stream. I would post it between my 2 monitors. It's actually this camera that I normally have posted right here. This fella. Is usually pinned up between my monitors, shooting me through the gap in my monitor. So like, it's real easy for me just to like look straight ahead of me. Whereas with this, I keep wanting to look at my computer where I normally would look to make sure framing's all right and everything. And it's not the same. Goes well. All right. But yeah, it's like, it's a different thing. And this, to be fair, this is also why I don't use this camera for this. Like, it's a great video, like, it's a great video camera. There are limitations to it because it's not intended to be a great video camera. So, like, there's a good amount of, like, finagling you gotta do to get it to work. But, I think this radiator is attached to the frame. Let me tighten up these last 2 screws. We can move on. There we go. Radiate it. Alright. Now the fan felt, I don't remember which way I wanted it to go. I think this way. So, slap that right up there, grab one of these nice long boys. I should probably do the ones on the bottom first, because they will be more difficult to get to. Alright. Well, that failed hilariously. Once again, you don't really have to put your little sticker thing the right way up. It just looks better though. There we go. A little bit of light helps. There we go. So how was everybody's weekend? Because now we're getting into the Ralph only has but so many thoughts on a computer. Or only so many thoughts while screwing in a fan. Still looking pretty good. Which, I'm still like hesitant about the new GPU in my old computer. The 1650 overclock. But I have 37 frames dropped due to rendering lag, and 1 frame dropped due to encoding lag right now. Both of those are stellar numbers for, you know, the system I have. Like, in all reality, it ain't like I have, like, the most baller PC around. This one's gonna be better, but still not, like, unreasonable. It is a reasonable PC build. Maybe not the smartest PC build, you know, but this is a reasonable PC build for like a person to actually buy and put together. For names, I'm thinking Big Red, because it's an AMD chip and an AMD card. Whereas the other one's Intel and NVIDIA. Well, that's not helpful. I wonder if I should have put the fans on first. Like, I wonder if that was the thing I was supposed to do. Like, would this have been easier? Probably. Do I know better for next time? Not at all. Case gets real small when you start adding a bunch of fans in a radiator. Alright. We're almost halfway through with the radiator installation. I have a legitimate fear right now that I am going to screw the radiator, like, fins. Like, I'm going to screw the screw into the radiator fins. It's not a screw either, it's a bolt. Like, it doesn't have a head, like, it doesn't have a sharp tip on it. So I don't think it would actually bite or anything, but boy am I afraid of that right now. Because I punctured this radiator. That's it. There's no... Well, we're almost done, actually. A little bit of a cable management fuckery to do. There we go. but we're closer to the end than the beginning. All right. Once again, I'm just kind of like throwing these in there and like threading them down, and then I'll go back and tighten them again with the precision screwdriver. That way I got more clearance to do it, because that's part of the problem here. I really got a ton of clearance. Which, this case does have a good amount of room in it. It's not a small case. But, the screwdriver also isn't the perfect head size for these screws. They're kind of small. It works, but it's not ideal. But like, the other Phillips head I have is far wider, you know, so I'm gonna kick myself for not grabbing a ratcheting screwdriver, but I don't think it's needed for this. It's nice. It'd be nice to have. If I had to build 20 of these things, yeah, I'd want one, but we're gonna go through and tighten everything down, and I think that is the radiator installed. There we go. There's so much cooling in this baby. Ooh, it's starting to get heavy. But there we go. Radiator installed. So next up, we're gonna get rid of a little bit of this clutter in here. Oh shit. I knocked those screws down. Alright. I think it's time. We've put it off far long enough. I think it's time to install the motherboard. Right. Give ourselves as much room as we can here. Get as much stuff out of the way as possible. And the motherboard goes in just nice and easy. Okay. I feared this. Let's pull this out. Because I think wait a minute, am I tripping? Like, now, I know for a fact this case fits in this motherboard. Like, I do. I know for a fact it does. Because I keep taking screenshots of my phone when I mean to There we go. I mean to turn on my flashlight. But I do. I know for a fact this motherboard fits. Because my brother, who I bought this off of, literally has the same case. Like him and I both bought the same case. Oh, that's bowed out real bad too. Little fingers are probably bent. Alright. I need to add some standoffs. I have a standoff. I need a plier. Give me one moment. thinking about it, I should have included music. And then I'm sure I could still, but as I just keep dropping these pliers. Did I mangle this? No, I didn't mangle it. Good. You can go up here. Alright. Now I need this extra one from the bag that I just didn't need from my previous motherboard. Plus I'm going to need one more motherboard screw. That's not a motherboard screw. I can tell by looking at that, that ain't it. What is it? There we go. I don't want to dump all of these out because there's a bunch of hardware in here. I'm about to dump all these out. There we go. Alright. Oh no, son of a bitch, I actually am short one. Do I not need... Yeah, I don't need one in the midsection here. Okay. Never mind. There we go. Huzzah! I don't know why I put the pliers down. I still need them again to take this one out. Right. There we go. That's in as that's gonna be. Now my motherboard should fit. But there's actually one more thing I want to check real quick. I'm gonna pop this IO shield out. I want to take a look at these pins. See why it might be bowing. Yeah, these are a little mangled. Oh, damn. So, there's little tabs on the back of IO shields. They're technically to ground the motherboard. Like all the ports and all, so that they don't fry. And that's why it's kind of important that you put your IO shield in. Problem is, they kind of suck. And they actually will end up in... They'll end up in the ports, causing them to short, and... Or just making it so you don't get a connection at, you know, at the least. And they're such cheap, flimsy metal that they're real easy to mangle putting them in. Especially since, like, if you're not using a more premium case, the variants for how they're cut are not as strict. So you get more variance in terms of, like, how they'll fit in. But I should have bent it enough just then to get it to work. Yeah, that's way better. Alright. Now let me... The other thing that you miss from a premium case versus one like this. It doesn't have the little lips on the standoffs, so the motherboard just kind of sits on it. That are extremely nice to have. Is it worth buying a whole new case for? No. No, it is not. I just saw one in here that looked like a motherboard screw. I wonder if I just didn't put them all in when I built originally. Which is very possible. I'm not going to lie. I know I had, the first time I built, I had a little bit of trouble with putting them on. So, it wouldn't surprise me if I did screw it up a little bit. That's interesting. There's actually two different kinds of these bigger ones. Okay. Well, I'll put in what I put in. Alright. Now it's time for another interesting rough screw stuff in montage. By montage, I mean painfully slowly watching me do it. From weird angles, because some of these are kind of tight. These are ones where I'll actually screw them all the way in at first. Like, because I do not want to squeeze my hand back into any part of this after I do it. And there's actually something I meant to do before I put the motherboard in to make my life easier that I forgot about. So I'm just going to suffer without. Gosh, I don't want to undo even that one motherboard screw I just put in. There we go. So, I recently learned this. And it might be common knowledge and I just might be stupid. But precision screwdrivers, the reason the top spins like that is you're meant to put it against your palm and spin it, which is neat. I never knew that. I've been using precision screwdrivers for years because they're great for like working on cameras and smaller things. You know? Alright. That's 3 in. 6 more to go. There are 9 on a motherboard. From what I understand, the screws for the motherboard are not ones you skip, apparently. Apparently those ones you actually should plug all of them in. But, I mean, to be fair, we are skipping one because I don't have an extra screw. Which I probably do. If I look in the hardware for that other case, probably is one, but that's neither here nor there. Man, it's so weird seeing this with like a fully propagated cage. Like, this is almost full. Like, I've almost squeezed as much computer into this as I can, which is wild to me because it was so empty looking before. Like, to the point where now I kind of wish I had taken a before photo of it. I'm also debating on how much cable management I'm realistically going to do, because I really don't care for cable management that much. And the temperature differentials between cable managing and not are negligible at best. Okay, why won't this one go in? Oh, of course it's different. We had an imposter screw. Well, that answers a question I wasn't asking, but I was wondering. How? Okay. That felt weird, that one. Or a different screw as well. I have more than enough screws. I don't know why I was worried. Apparently you know what they are? They're power supply screws. Why are you going in? Well, I got a luxury of screws now. I'll grab a different one. There we go, yeah. Alright. One of the most tedious parts of this is almost done. There's one more, like, really tedious part of this that I really can't stand doing. That's coming up in a minute, but for the most part, the most tedious and horrible part of this is done. And that's not a bad looking computer either at this point. Like, it's not particularly, like, fancy or, like, nothing like that. It doesn't look bad. If I can get the standoff plugged in, I'll be cash money. Alright, come on. There we go. Alright. Alright, just let me grab all these screws and get them out of my way. I was going to sweep them off this box and right into this bag, but I thought better of it. Alright. Now it's time for it. Look at that. That's a hacking computer. Hell yeah. About time we put the front of it back on. So we can go ahead and take care of that now. We're just going to feed all of these wires back through. And these are things like LEDs, front panel connectors, front USB, power switch, audio. you know, shit that will be nice and mostly necessary. Feed all of this back in. Hey, we got a panel back on. All right, now comes my least favorite part. I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to do it step by step, actually. We're going to run it up through this little cable management hole up here. And the first one we got is HD audio, which will be ooh. Oh, that's inaccessible because of the power supply. All right. It'll be down there somewhere. Oh. Pardon me for kneeling again, but, well. Alright, HD audio we're looking for. J-Aud 1. Alright. I'm going to do the reasonable thing. I'm going to consult the manual. Of course, all of these, like there's a bunch of little pins down here at the bottom. And we have to propagate all of that stuff with all those cables I just pulled in. Alright, come on, front panel connectors. Alright, this is actually what I'm looking for, good. Okay, that is the one I thought it was, good. I'll need that again in a second. So, pull our flashlight up. Now, when you're looking at these, there's one pin that's missing, and that's how you line them up. So you just there we go. Front panel audio is hooked up. I'd prefer if it went through the other hole, but we don't have what we want. Alright. Next up, we have... Oh, I thought I pulled two through there. Up is USB. Or actually, what's next down the line? RGB, fan, com. Alright, we'll do front panel next. Front panel is the worst of all of these. Bunch of little tiny individual things that all get plugged in the same place. So I don't know why it couldn't just be one goddamn connector. Like, it literally could be as easy as just being one connector. But no, they have to make it a bunch of little ones. Which sucks. Because I have big old clumsy hands. Rub these up right through the same hole. Which, routing these up is even kind of a pain. because there's so many of them. But like, you just kind of gotta like feed them slowly through. Like, these are what I want to hook up before I oh Lord, you turned. Oh no. There we go. That's a little better. I was busy trying to get these little tiny cables through this little tiny hole. Howdy, Sylvan. How's it going today? It's, we're building a PC. And right now I'm trying to feed wires through a very tiny hole that is very blocked by a power supply. It do be going. That is fair. Today's a rough day. Like, so, oh no, I got half of them through. So, you fancy computers a bit. Is there a good reason why front panel buttons are such a motherfucker? Like why does it need to be 50 little tiny connections that are all like one pin and impossible to get through cable routing holes that are half blocked by your power supply? You know, I would kill for just once to look at to see like a leaked design document or something that just says, "Be a motherfucker." Like, hey, we did it, boys. Now I gotta plug these little sons of bitches in. Alright. Now to crouch again. Oh, my back. Alright, front. Oh, goody. It doesn't look like they're marked on the motherboard. Well, shit. Alright. Okay, the top one is for buzzer and speaker, which I'm not going to hook up because it's not 1985. The bottom ones are the ones I need, which pin number 1 oh, I can't use SATA ports 5 and 6 after installing an M.2. Huh. Makes sense, I didn't know that. Alright, HDD light positive. Set switch. The HDD light positive and negative. Alright, so positive goes to the left, negative to the right. Okay, and then I just... What's on there beside the power button anyway? Like, while I want to agree, I do wind up using like the reset button fairly regularly. Like, front panel audio is something I use a lot. Um, I could do without the lights. I'll be real with you. I could definitely do without the lights. All right, power switch, positive and negative are those two up top. Positive. This motherfucker not tell me which is positive? Huh. Are you supposed to fucking guess? Well, I'll know if the power switch works. These are actually going together fairly easily. Though I do wish they were silk screened on the board. Oddly enough, my 10-year-old motherboard that I haven't used in a while, or that I use in my other PC, like, literally has reset switch is what I should have put in there first. I should propagate the bottom first and then the top. Reset switch. Once again, not marked positive or negative, so I'm going to assume it doesn't matter. Oh no, I hate these. This is my least favorite part of this whole process. Plugging in front panel stuff, like, it's the worst. It is the absolute worst. It is garbage. Also, like, all you can really see of me right now is my forehead. I'm sorry. As I keep flipping through this manual because the spine isn't broken, so it's not staying open. Having a hell of a time. Which negative and positive go up here. I don't know. Like, the rest of it, fairly easy, a little bit scary. Like, motherboard standoffs, to be fair, I did have to go get, like, an actual another tool to deal with, which is more or less just poor planning on my part. But everything else, like, goes together fairly easy. Like, the rad went in fairly easily, even though it's the first time I did that. The front panel connectors, literally the worst. And I think they're all in. So I don't have to do that again. We're going to pull that cable nice and tight. It almost looks good. Holy shit, it says stereo? Son of a bitch. The future is now. Alright. Next up in the front panel roulette, let's go with USB 2. Going through this little cable management hole again. And the USB 2 header is right next to it. I don't know if I have room to get it in through this little hole here. I'm gonna try. Right? Like, it actually has like multiple outputs in the back that's set up for stereo, apparently, on the motherboard. I didn't buy this motherboard, so I didn't research it all that much. My brother bought it, and he upgraded it to something else that had Wi-Fi. And this had only been used for like a year. So I was like, I will take that. That is mine now. There we go, USB 2 put in, and pretty managed, actually. It's alright. Well, not mad about that. A little bit of stress on the wires, but, you know, should be fine. I foresee nothing being fucked here. And the last front panel we have to plug in is USB 3. Which is the beefiest cable here. Like, USB 3 cable is like chunky. Alright, USB 3 in. Good. Alright. Yeah, so... Okay, you can all go back up there. Yeah, like... That's like a decent amount of audio outputs. Left out, left in. SS out. CS out. RS out. Like, that's a surprising amount of audio I/O. Alright, now I reckon we should start plugging shit in. So, first up, I guess we should do the fans. System fan 1, we're going to do that as a back fan. It is, like, I'm surprised at how much I/O this has. Which, oh, by the way, Sylvan, I installed them before you got here, but I got the best part in this case already. Two big old chunky Noctua 120 fans. I thought about buying 4 of them to replace the I/O fans. Yeah, no. So the CPU I'm using is a Ryzen 9 3900X, and the graphics card I'm using is this big chungus FXX 5500 XT Thick 2. So, like, it's gonna put out some heat. So I have an exhaust, 2 intakes up here, 2 intakes in the front with the AIO. Should be enough to cool down everything. I think. But hopefully it's enough cooling. If not, well, God help all of us, because I will liquid nitrogen cool this son of a bitch. Alright, let's see if we can't cable manage this at least a little like we're trying. Not enough room to do it up that way. Oh, that's gonna suck. Oh no. This CPU connector is going to decide how much cable managing I really do. These 2 8-pins look like there ain't nowhere else to put them. So this might rapidly devolve into, can I get the side panel on? Yes, good enough. You know, every time I think, man, I should really plug all the shit in before I put it in the computer, and then just have to bolt it down. And every time I forget. I mean, granted, I build like one computer every like 3 years, but like at this point, but like, man. Oh yeah, no, this is not great for activities. Hmm. Okay, that technically works. Could be better, but it technically works. Oh, this is a 3-pin. That's why I won't. That's why I missed that pin. Also, PC manufacturers. Figure out how many pins a fan has. 3 or 4. Pick one. Alright, this big old chunky motherfucker goes in here. And then this 4-pin goes on top of it. Like, the standards for power in computers is weird. Like, okay, that obviously was not plugged in. Good to know. Oh, they're my big dumb hands. Oh, that just pries that right out. Huh. Okay, I'm missing something here. Okay, I see how this works. Oh, there we go. Good, good. All right. Yeah, I think cable management might be for the birds today. Um, I don't think I'm doing that shit. I know these have to come up through here. All of you get crammed back in there. Alright. I need a Y connector for these fans, and then an extension. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. This is not nearly as interesting as I hope it would be. Um, that's on me, y'all. But the cable management is like the worst part. Especially since I have to keep referring to the manual for stuff. Should be that one. And less digging for cables right now is much plugging stuff in. Progress is being made. Taking like a muskrat. Oh God. I just had to explain a muskrat to somebody the other day. Because apparently it's not a thing where they are. Like apparently they don't have them. Which, to be fair, I guess I never considered. But, you know. Alright. Those are all in. But, alright, I think I've put it off enough where I think it's time for me to wire up this AIO. Yeah, like, so it's, I wouldn't say it's a mammal. Fairly certain it's a mammal. I don't think it's like a marsupial or nothing like that. It's like a little, like, semi-amphibious rat. But, like, they're real mean. We have a lot of them around here. And they are mean. They used to chase us when we were playing in, like, the sewer grates and shit. Because I grew up pretty much feral. Like, they can be. To be fair, they can be very cute. But they are very mean. Okay, this is actually gonna get slightly cable managed because there's an obscene amount of cable. You know, it wasn't my intention when starting this, but I will say, for not getting any RGB parts, it does have a very stealthy look to it. Like, everything matches pretty well. You know? Like, yeah. Oh. Hey, there we go. So because I have a Batman PC, I was gonna call it Big Red. Like, to be fair, the name I've kind of decided on is Big Red for it, because it's an all AMD build. So I got the Ryzen 9 and I got the AMD graphics card. So I was gonna go with Big Red. I keep lifting the boom arm out of the thing. All right, fans are all hooked up. Front IO's all hooked up. I think AIO's next. Which I think the AIO pump control is there. So let me refer back to the manual. How about Batman? But view fan. I thought there was a pump. I reckon it just goes into the CPU fan. Oh, look at that. Ooh. Fresh and shiny and new. Okay. Alright, we're in the territory of we're back in the territory of don't fuck up. So we're gonna put a little bit of thermal paste. Let's go to cam 2 for that. This is the climax. Exactly. This is the I can't fuck around part now. But this is my first time installing an AIO, so I am incredibly nervous right now. Which also the AIO is the only real light up part on the whole computer. I creamed that CPU. Let's put that on. Howdy, Moth. How's it going tonight? We've got most of a computer built. You heard me. Howdy, Cuba. How are you doing tonight? It looks like a computer in here. I'm deaf while I do something with my bestie, so I pop in and alert. Oh, thank you, Moth. Chillin'. Good to hear. How's your week been? I pasted it. Now here's where I crack the die. Alright. That seems like an AIO installed. Okay. Now I just wrap this a little bit. I don't know why I took the light away. I need it too. It's not just for the camera, folks. Alright. Come on, big fingers. Get in the little fucking tabs. The fuck? Well, let's just go in. Okay, that doesn't bode well. CPU fan, yeah. Huh. No! Ah, shit, I dropped the directions. One moment. Oh, God! Alright. Whew, my back is killing me. Well, these directions are, by and large, worthless. MSI, your brain. Use motherboard RGB control. Download RGB sync software compatible with your motherboard from motherboard manufacturer website. Okay, so apparently it goes on some dumb fucking RGB header. Oh yeah, no, we almost done, like... Like, that's pretty much a computer. Like... But yeah, no, my back is, screaming. Screaming for vengeance. I'm also very hungry. I really should have eaten before I did this. I don't fully understand how this is supposed to work. You know, it was all going so well. Everything is, everything was working pretty well for me. And I'll be real with you. I'm not 100% sure where to plug this goddamn, thing in. And it's important to plug it in because, you know, it's the pump for the AIO. It's 3-pin and it won't let me plug it into a 3-pin fan header because I think it wants an RGB header. There is one up there, but it's 4-pin. Which the book is not very helpful. So, I didn't know that the AIO would come with thermal paste. So now I have 3 tubes of thermal paste. Well, we can do this the other way, I reckon. Plug it back into this. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The forbidden snacks. Plug it into one of my many unused SATA ports. There we go. One last thing to install. All right. Here comes the thick boy. Oh, God damn it. It's slightly lower than my last motherboard. Listen, thermal paste is a forbidden snack. We're not supposed to eat it. But I ain't your mom. I can't tell you what to do. Now I'm missing 3 of these slots. Which, the GPU is not an update or an upgrade. The GPU is the same GPU I've been using for the last couple years. It's a dark path. You don't want none of this. What movie was that? The Ballad of Dewey Cox. Now I gotta remember which one of these screw in the GPU. Where's my precision screwdriver? Ballad of Dewey Cox. Every time he sees the one dude doing drugs, he describes the drug and it sounds wonderful. Biceps. Oh, is it? Oh no. I put on a nice shirt for this. I put on a nicer shirt for this because I've been dressed like a bum all week. Like I have been. I've been dressed like a bum all week. I was like, oh, I'll put on a nicer shirt. They're big, strong hands. And I was like, you laugh. If I thought I could make money doing a hot tub stream, I would. I am not against selling myself. So, if I had to do this project again tomorrow, like I just revamp and, had to start the stream all over again tomorrow, you know what I would do different? I'd get a screwdriver with a magnetic tip. Because goddamn if I don't keep fucking dropping. Worst part is I don't think these are the screws. So, because this is the case my computer used to be in, I kind of just have a baggie of screws. I don't quite remember exactly what they are. Oh yeah, no, 100% Sylvan. Like I'm honestly like kicking myself because like I'm using my screws that or the screwdrivers I use for like the little like quick things I do around my room. I didn't go down and get like a good magnetic one from like the actual toolbox. There we go, that works. Because like this is a fairly decent screwdriver, Like you get 4 bits with it, small and large, flathead and Phillips head. It's reversible. Like, love this screwdriver. Works great. But it's not ratcheting, it's not magnetic. Whereas these are like my precision screwdrivers, and I'm using those because I can, pop them against my palm, which I recently learned was a thing. And, they're really great for getting in these tight little spaces. But like, it's kind of a pain to be trying to like figure all this out, and like doing it on air is like difficult. I admittedly I underestimated how difficult being on stream and building a computer would be. That's on me. I need one 8-pin. Alright, that is in fact one 8-pin. Should I use... I don't remember plugging this in before being this difficult. Also never sure, is there like a right, like, when it's these double cables, is there a right one to like use? Do I always want to use the one at the very end or the one at the very beginning? You know? I'm about to duct tape these fuckers together. Because, like, so, I'm not sure if this can be seen, but, like, the little housing, the plug is further back than the housing. And I can't get my fingers in to plug it in. What I'm going to do is plug that one in. Plug that one in. Do some big brain shit and fuck it up. I don't know, female? I was supposed to be like, I don't know, girl. But, here we go. GPU's plugged in. I think. Mostly. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. And I can yank this cord back out. See if I can find where the hell it went in at.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
Oh, Christ. That scared the shit out of me. I forgot that I had those on. That just scared the fuck out of me. I was so into what I'm doing and I'm like not used to just hearing them out in the world. Yeah, no, to be fair, like I straight up set like a full on OBS instance. Even to the point where like we can like I have everything here. Like I have the 2 cameras set up. Hell. If you come with me for a minute, you'll have to see like the camera, this camera here is actually my DSLR. And I have a boom mic up top there. And I'm using my big 55-inch TV to read chat. Like, I actually put, like, a decent amount of work into, like, setting this up. You know? I have my Elgato on a little tripod right here, so I can switch. And I also have OBS on the screen over here, so that I can read the chat either here or there, depending on which way I'm looking. Like, I did think this out a bit. I'm quite happy with it, in all reality. Like, this camera has a problem where it's going to keep doing that little, like, going to bars and sound. Because it's a DSLR, and it isn't meant to be used in this manner. That is a Canon 7D that, I think came out around 2012. So it's not meant to be used like that. I'm telling you, he's just missing a hot tub. I have carpet. Like, there's straight up carpet down there. You know how mildewy you would get in here with a hot tub stream?
Stop being a bitch and come on.
Alright. You make a valid point, Sylvan. I think this is a computer at this point. Alright. We can move on to the next thing. I know better than to close up the side panel before I test it. So, I need to rearrange a little bit of stuff here. Particularly all these thumb screws need to be moved over to here. Go here. Alright. So, we're going to plug in some stuff. I've set up all the cables ahead of time. No, but really, I don't trust it. I assume I fucked something up. Like, I was mortified putting the CPU in. Like, realistically, never put an AMD CPU in before. They are destructive. Alright, I got display port here. We can plug that on in. If I can correctly identify which of those is display port. Alright, that's plugged in. We're gonna plug in this so we can use our keyboard and mouse. Flash the BIOS, so I'll do that one. This, so we have internet. Oh, come on. It just barely doesn't reach. Like, this I/O shield is pretty rough. Alright. And power supply. Okay. That's everything plugged in. Let's oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. So this water bottle leaks, and that's not great. Technology and not my book. Oh no. Somebody else's that I borrowed. I just dump it on the floor with the rest of the water I've spilled today. Alright. Even why that cat chick's so sassy though. I bought a pack of them and they're in colors, and I don't know why. I don't know why they had to be in colors, but I like it. All right, I need this over here. Need this over here. I need to not fall over my own 2 feet. Yeah, okay. Let me, I guess, go ahead and do that. I also need this, so we're gonna, all right, moment of truth, y'all. I heard something. Hey, we boot it. We boot it. Let's see, Ryzen 9 3900X. DDR 2133. Alright, that needs to be fixed. USB to device 0. Device is saying CPU or memory. Or CMOS has been cleared. Please enter configuration. Or shut up. Alright. Hey, look at that. We're all like in the BIOS and shit. I mean, shit's moving and like whirring and shit. There's so much air moving inside this case. Hold on. Let me... Do I have anything over here? I got like a napkin or something? So... it's not enough to move it. There's a ton of air moving. Like, it's blowing out so much air. Holy shit. This gamer-ass BIOS. Yeah, kinda. I just like that now, like, BIOS can use, like... You know... UEFI, like... BIOS can straight up use, like, a mouse and keyboard. Or, like, a mouse, rather. It's like a graphical user interface now. Frequency... Corsair 16. Yeah, okay, cool. It's seeing all of our RAM. It should be at 3200 megahertz. So I gotta figure out how to switch that around. How do I turn on XMP? 7. Overclocking is just like an option I have right away, huh? Cool. Hard drives being seen. I have no idea what time it is, so I don't know if that's accurate, but... Alright. CPU temperature 28, motherboard temperature 30. Alright. These ain't the quietest fans in the world, but they're fine. I think it's the AXMP button at the top. Oh, yeah, no, that's, huh. Who would have thunk? What's the 2 mean? Right. Okay. My camera did the thing again. Fucking gamer mode activated. I don't know what I don't know what 30 degrees is in freedom units though. It's like 60, right? 60 something. You know, I don't even hate the little bit of color that's in this. Like, oh Lord. Like, the little bit of color that's in it from like that red over here and like the white, I don't hate it. Well, that looks crooked as shit, but all in all, it's not the worst. Source. Here's the part where we figure out that Ralph hasn't done a Windows install in a while and doesn't remember how to do it. I've never seen my GPU below 50 or CPU below 50. You know, for a hot moment, I thought, like, oh, I should, you know, maybe I could install, maybe I could install a Linux distribution on here. I don't know, it's Windows, just stick the USB in there and click continue over and over. Yeah, generally that's how that works. I probably have to restart in all reality. I've considered it, but in all reality, I have a. What you doing? Um, hey, it's a Windows install. Yeah, it didn't look great. I don't care. Windows, I do not give a shit. This is what I get for not looking at things I click. Um, I'm sitting here trying to think what that weirdness could have been. It might just be like it could just be like weird, you know. That could have just been like weird, like startup stuff. But yeah, I'm not worried. Sometimes computers do weird shit like that early on, like when they're just getting started. So I'm not too concerned. Trying to figure out what's making this hissing sound without touching a fan. Because there's a fan in like every direction in this computer. I'm excited. Built a goddamn computer. Hell yeah. Oh, is that what that is? Oh. Found you, you sneaky bitch. Huzzah. I just spilled water all down the front of myself. So I like how, from my perspective, I am looking at the camera. From y'all's perspective, I'm staring at the computer. Which technically I am. It is right in front of me. Arsenal Gaming, conquer the battlefield. To be fair, the B450 Tomahawk motherboard I'm using is a bit aggro for my taste. Like, I don't want it to be like the, you know, the AMD or MSI like Kitten and Lollipop. I don't need to be as aggro as, you know, Tomahawk Max. Like, there should be a mid-ground here. Are you ready, gamer? Windows is getting ready. I know, I'm like forcing y'all to hang out with me. Hydrate, nerd. The games are coming.
This is the water.
Oh, where's the fucking video?
Drink full. And this.
Thank you, Sylvan. Oh, Lord. I have, like, my towel just on the ground next to me because I keep spilling water. And, I keep stepping in it. I'm wearing socks. So. I mean, to be fair, y'all did miss out. Because y'all did miss out a bit. Y'all could have made me take my glasses off at any point. Like, that was an option. No, I do not want to add a second keyboard layout. We're actually going to We're gonna go back to me for a second. Yeah, thanks. Let me hit the timer. I mean, in all reality, in 5 minutes, I might just still be installing by then. But no, I'm surprised nobody hit me with that while I was trying to, like, plug something in. I'm starving, though. I haven't eaten anything yet today. I've had, like, a cup of coffee and some water. And I think a cookie. I had a cookie earlier. Man, I'm going to go get some food later. What time of day is it? Oh, it's like 11 o'clock? Oh, it's even early yet.
Stop being a bitch and come on.
It's installing. Like, it's restarting now for the umpteenth time. It's less about me being a bitch and more about just like Windows. Which I feel like I shouldn't have to work too hard to get you to bitch about Windows. You dislike them. Set up for personal use. I am in fact a personal. Okay, I actually need to not be sharing this information. I knew there was information coming up that I can't share. Gmail.com. Next. Password. That's a hell of a thing for you to ask me. Come on, I'm ready to screenshot button. The worst part is, like, I just don't want that email burned. Like, that is a very non-public email. I'm usually very good about, like, giving out certain emails. But, like, nah, that's my secret one. That's the one that has, like, all the keys to the castle. I suddenly just got hit with real bad deja vu. And it's kind of fucking me up a little bit because it's hard to type in a password while you're getting deja vu. Nope. Why did you... Typing them in is the worst. Yeah. Well, like, and the worst part is I use a password manager so I don't have to do this. So, like, all of my passwords are fairly, like, complicated. It ain't just like, you know, Susan2387. Microsoft. No, I don't want to copy the password. I want to view the password. So. Okay. 1, 2, 0. I hope that's right. Although I do love how everywhere nowadays has that thing where it's like, oh, do you want to, like, look at the password you just typed to make sure you typed it in correctly? Because I didn't. I did not type that in correctly. Although this one's annoying because I wish it would stay showing after I fixed the thing I didn't type right. Okay. That looks good. 5 minutes yet? No. Okay. That's a dune worm back there. This? He squinting poses. Aha! I can see again. I don't want to create a pin. Christ. I'm an adult. Let me just sign in with a password. That was weird. Okay, I think we've gotten past the part where I doxed myself. Nope. Don't care about the weather, as it turns out. Tailored experiences, nope. Find my device. It's going to be under my desk. Nope. Advertising ID, nope. Nope. Accept. So, this is actually something that we may do in the future for a, like, non-playing a video game stream. This is a photograph I took and printed on wood. It is a steel coil from work that I took a picture of with a black and white film, printed it out on a LaserJet printer, adhered it to the wood, and then removed the paper. But like, it actually has like a surprising amount of detail to it, and you can see like the wood grain coming through. This is one of the test ones I did to see if I could figure out how to do it. And I actually moved right about when I started doing those. So like, I never got around to like finishing with it. Customize your experience. Gamer, clearly. No thanks. I don't have an Android phone. Decline. Decline. Next. Sylvan, I understand your hatred for Microsoft. I'm not going to lie. Like, I do fully understand it. It's rational, it makes sense. You're not wrong. That being said, like, this is where the games work. You know? Actually, there is something we gotta do real quick. I'm wondering if you can recommend me some good applications from the Windows Store. There ain't a microphone hooked to this. I'll say whatever the hell I want. Like, I'm stupid. Yo, I'm stupid. So, I got this little Ryzen sticker that comes with the CPU. I pulled it out and looked at it this way. I went, the fuck is a Ryzen 6? Oh, it's not going to focus. Ooh, we can fit so much gaming in this baby. What's up, buddy? How are you? How are you doing today? We just got done building a computer. This is our first boot into Windows. It's time to do the most important thing you could possibly do when you first boot into Windows. Destroy Microsoft Edge. I'm working on it. No, I don't want a free trial. How do I get away from this? How dare you? Absolutely not. Microsoft privacy settings. Alright, bye. I hated every bit of that. You know, it's used to it. I mean, to be fair, like, we all know that the number one browser for downloading another browser is Microsoft Edge. Like, welcome in. Install Steam. Man, look at that. Look at that nice clean install. Yes. Will say this is snappy as shit. Like, this is really snappy. It's nice. My computer isn't slow. My last computer, but it wasn't this fast. Like everything feels like it's moving pretty quick. The fuck is meet now? Hide. OneDrive? You want to drive yourself off a cliff. Weather these nuts. Alright, I don't know how to... let's see if this works. I actually have never used this whole sign in via QR code. Which I guess I shouldn't leave it up on my computer, because, like, y'all legit could just log into my computer at this point. That was stupid of me, admittedly. Alright, so, all in all, missed my chance of being a hacker. All in all, like, I think it came out pretty nice. Cable management's horrible. There's no RGB. Pretty well. Had a little bit of trouble getting the AIO in because I've never done it before. Everything else went pretty smoothly. Cable management's a little bit of a motherfucker. But I got a fairly powerful machine out of it. But yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. Now I just need Steam to Steam network connected. Alright. Let me... What's the task manager? Filthy hippie raiding with them. Welcome in. We welcome. We're just test driving the old new computer. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't I? Like, I should throw Blender or something up here, like Cinebench. But I want to, like, we're using 1% by doing, trying to log into Steam, which will kill for the moment. But everything looks like it's pretty well detected. Oh, 32 gigs RAM. SSD looks like it's working alright. This one's removable. That's my thumb drive. I can actually kick that out. Ultra. Yeah, that's D. That can go out. What were you streaming though, Phil? I feel like I'm insulting you every time I talk about you. Well, what were you streaming? Let me give them a shout out real quick. You guys usually spared the disconnect and reconnect noises of my keyboards. Because I use one keyboard for like 3 different devices. Benchmark Minesweeper. Ooh, RE4.
Come on, 2 from the same one.
There we go. I do kind of like the Windows plug. It's not a bad noise, but I hear it all the time because I constantly like swap keyboards. Because I'm using a KVM. So like if I want to switch over to using like my Steam Deck, it's a different device. And now I'm just gonna go back. Which I actually don't know if the audio is gonna be. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's fire up some old Firefox. Hit the taskbar. I was trying to fire up Steam because I know there's benchmarking stuff I have on there. Yeah. Yeah, Steam has some. I know I have like RE6's benchmark tool. And like Red Dead 2's benchmark tool. Like obviously I'm not going to install Red Dead Redemption 2 right now, but we're going to go to this and I'm going to have to actually type my fucking Steam password and name in. You know, I had high hopes for the new Steam app. Like, I thought it was, like, going to work. Really, I should just be, like, I shouldn't be surprised. Well, enjoy your food and your smoke, Sylvan. As always, thank you for being here. Sign in Steam. Okay, that time it seems like it actually did something new. Hey. Hey.
Come on, man. That's too easy.
We in Steam, y'all. All right. Fuck it, RE6 benchmark tool. I don't know exactly what it is, but we're gonna use it. It seems right. I have decent enough internet speed, so it should download fairly quick. Well played, Sylvan. Well played. I think I'm downloading the fucking Japanese one. Just in case. But yeah, no, all in all though, like I'm fairly happy with how easily this all went together. She's a little loud. But like I kind of expect that. You know, I got the side panels off. Speaking of, while this all does the thing, let's go ahead back here. And I'll put the side panels back on. So this is fairly painless. Like it went fairly well. I expected something to go wrong because, well, I know my luck. But it didn't. All right. Download and install that feature, sure. I'd say a downside with new computers, like, I'm sure there's a way I probably could have, like, did a post test and downloaded, like, Steam and all this shit on here beforehand. And then streamed putting it together. But, like, I didn't. I was just surprised to make sure, like, graphics drivers are installed and shit. It's coming through the Elgato, so we should have audio.
Resident Evil 6.
I should probably sit on the check. God damn. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, we're getting dips whenever I like unplug and replug in stuff, but you know, what are you gonna do, right? Goddamn, when nothing else is running though, 140 frames a second. Oh, we're getting a weird dip. I don't think RE6 is a particularly good-looking game to begin with, but that didn't look bad. Got an S rank on it, you know. So yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Like, we'll probably take a look at another one some other time after I've dialed everything in. But, like, all in all, disable, 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 and disable. There we go. But yeah, like, built a computer, y'all. Now, if you excuse me, I have to rearrange my entire bedroom again for the third time today. Because I literally have to, I've literally, like, rearranged everything in here to make this work. So, as always, thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for all of it. We didn't get to benchmark too much more because I didn't think I had to, download stuff. And my watch is dying. But thank you for hanging out with me while I did this. This was a lot of fun. It was neat to do something that we don't normally do. But I will be back Tuesday with more Dead Space. Which, somebody told me I'm actually fairly close to the end of Dead Space. Like, apparently the last few chapters are all fairly straightforward and short, but they are hard. So we might be wrapping that up sooner rather than later. So, hopefully, it ain't too much more, and we can hop on with something else in a good timely manner. But, all in all, thank you all for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch you next time. I will see you Tuesday.